Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven Carson and it's the month of June, so that means it's time to talk about my favorite albums that have come out so far in 2018. These aren't going to be in any particular order, it's just going to be me rambling off a list of some of my favorite releases that I think you need to check out this year. First up on the list is Post Animals' When I Think of You in a Castle. This album is such a fun throwback to just pure rock and roll. There are mixes of styles from bands like The Who and Led Zeppelin all the way up to Tame Impala and Twin Peaks. And they throw it all together to make this one sound that just works really well together and seems really fresh. The songs are pretty catchy, but have a bite at times as well. Like the end of songs like Gelatin Mode and Heart Made of Metal. Those songs go hard as fuck. Some of my favorite tracks are Gelatin Mode, Heart Made of Metal, Some of my favorite tracks are Gelatin Mode, Heart Made of Metal, Castle, Victory Lap, Danger Zone, and Dirt Picker. Next up, we have Screaming Females with All at Once. This record kind of came out of nowhere for me. I had listened to the band a few times before in passing, and I liked what I heard, but I never dug into the discography. However, when this record came out, it just clicked with me, and I absolutely fell in love. This record reminds me a lot of the most recent Slater-Kinney album. It's pretty punky at times, especially that fucking bass tone that just rips through the entire record. All of the instruments are constantly doing something interesting, but it never feels overbearing. There's always a set rhythm and melody that easily stands out, while still staying intricate and keeping you busy listening. Some of my favorite tracks are I'll Make You Sorry, Agnes Martin, Soft Domination, End of My Bloodline, and Bird in Space. Next up is Pusha T's Daytona. This record is just 23 minutes of exactly what I wanted from a new Pusha T record. There's absolutely no filler whatsoever. Every instrumental is wonderfully crafted by Kanye West, and it fits the vibe of Pusha perfectly. Pusha is just spitting throughout the entire thing, and Kanye is doing his thing on the boards, and it's kind of perfect. My favorite tracks are The Games We Play, Comeback Baby, Santeria, and Infrared. Next up is Jeff Rosenstock with Post. This record shadow dropped on New Year's Day, and I was instantly hyped. I bought the vinyl on my break and instantly put it on repeat as soon as I got home from work that day. Essentially, it's more Jeff, and that's all I really wanted. There are some different things tried here and there, like the 7.5 minute opener USA that kicks the record off, and the 11.5 minute closer Let Them Win. Both work really well to introduce the theme and simultaneously close out the record. Some of this does feel like it could have been on Worry, but honestly, I'm not complaining. Worry was fantastic. The songs are still tight and catchy as ever, and make me want to be in a dingy venue sweating and yelling these back at Jeff, which is the feeling I should have when listening to a Jeff Rosenstock album. Some of my favorite tracks are Your Throat, Powerlessness, 9 out of 10, and Let Them Win. Next up, Camila Cabello, self-titled album, Camila Cabello. This is a fantastic debut pop album from Camila. The instrumentals do a great job at being a platform for Camila to just ooze personality all over them. In a time where many female pop stars just kind of feel like carbon copies of Rihanna, Camila sounds so refreshing. I also dig a lot of the lyrical themes that she explores throughout the record. Sure, there's songs like Havana or Never Be the Same, which are fantastically done, but still pretty cliche. There's also tracks like She Loves Control, where Camila sings about a girl only being in a relationship because she loves having that control over someone, which obviously can be very detrimental in a relationship. Overall, just a really great pop album from Camila. Favorite tracks, All These Years, She Loves Control, Real Friends, and Something's Gotta Give. Next up, we have Camp Cope with How to Socialize and Make Friends. I fucking love this record. The topics are poignant and blunt. There's no beating around the bush. The instrumentals are groovy but straightforward and to the point and let the lyrics stand on their own. There's also some fucking devastating ballads here with some gut-wrenching lyrics on songs like Anna, I've Got You, and The Omen. From start to finish, this record is captivating, and I can't really do it justice just by talking about it. Just go listen to it. Some of my favorite tracks are the opener, The Face of God, UFO Lighter, and I've Got You. Next up, we've got Charmer with their self-titled debut album, Charmer. This is just a quintessential emo album, and I'm a big emo fan. Everything about this, from the twinkling guitar leads to the way the drums sound, the lead singer's voice, it just feels right. These guys sound like they've been doing this style of music for their entire life, and it's only their debut record. If you like Midwest emo or emo at all, this is a must listen. Like, seriously, go listen to it right now. What are you doing still watching this? My favorite tracks are Bummer Summer, Floral, Topanga Lawrence, Starship Tina, and Pretty Over College. Next up, we have Arctic Monkeys, Tranquility Base, Hotel, and Casino. Yeah, I love this record. Everything about it is all style and not a ton of substance, but fuck it, let's do it. The lyrics make no sense 90% of the time, and it's pretty samey, but that's why I fucking love it. I wanted this band to get weird again, and holy shit, they did not disappoint. Alex Turner's lyrics, while nonsensical, are entrancing, and I hang on every single word he says. The instrumentals are like the Last Shadow Puppets making a Bond soundtrack. The vibe of this record is the main thing that draws me in. I often describe the sound as Alex Turner getting drunk in a jazz club and he just gets on a piano and just starts ranting, and everyone else is just like, alright. My favorite tracks are Star Treatment, 1 Point Perspective, American Sports, 4 out of 5, Science Fiction, and She Looks Like Fun, so I mean, pretty much the entire record. Next up, we have The Wonder Years with Sister Cities. I mean, obviously, I love this album. Even more than I thought I would, honestly. When I first heard the single Sister Cities, I was kind of lukewarm on it. As soon as the whole album was released, I understood. The sound of this record continues their deviation from pop punk, which just kind of makes sense. This record feels a lot like the like ultimate point that they were trying to get to ever since like The Greatest Generation. Soupy's lyrics are as soul-crushingly despondent as ever, but they do get a little bit more hopeful towards the end. Some of my favorite tracks are Pyramids of Salt, Flowers Where Your Face Should Be, Heaven's Gate, What We Look Like Lightning, The Ghosts of Right Now, and The Oceans Grew Hands to Hold Me. And last, but definitely not least, we have Kanye West, Yay. This record I kind of feel like is Kanye's emo album. It's short, brash, and to the point. And it's vulnerable, and that's what I love most about it. Sure, Kanye has some cheesy one-liners, and he doesn't rap a ton, but that's okay. Kanye is an artist, not just a rapper. His voice and his instrumentals work so well as a unit to convey one single message. I love the vulnerability of the lyrics here. This is the most we've gotten to know Kanye personally in a long time, probably since 808s and Heartbreaks. Kanye talks about a lot of his problems here, like being diagnosed with bipolar disease, and how his actions affect Kim and his kids. The instrumentals are also pretty good throughout as well. Ghost Town is probably my favorite Kanye instrumental since Blood on the Leaves. No Mistakes also shows Kanye flexing his excellent sampling skills, reminiscent of College Dropout era. My favorite tracks include I Thought About Killing You, Wouldn't Leave, No Mistakes, Ghost Town, and Violent Crimes. So those are just some of my favorite records from throughout the year, but what were some of yours? Let me know down in the comments below, and share your favorite records, or talk about how my list is terrible, whatever you need to do to get you through the day. When it's all said and done, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and remember, don't touch the radio.